The City of Cape Town says it will probe an eviction incident where law enforcement officers evicted a father of two from his shack while he was taking a bath. The incident, which was captured on camera, shows the nude man scrambling to run back inside his home. Bulelane Kolane says he was stripped of his dignity and will never forget the incident. His two children managed to run away when the incident happened. The City of Cape Town says the actions of officers involved in this matter are being investigated with urgency, including other footage which the city has. It says once the investigation has been completed, appropriate action will be taken. The Legal Resources Centre says it's intervening in this particular eviction. We're joined by Khayelitsha Mutileni, who is an attorney at the Legal Resources Centre. Khayelitsha, firstly, what did you think when you saw that video?
I was in shock, actually, because yesterday we were sent another video where another structure was actually put down. So this morning we got a call that law enforcement was again on the ground and that they were demolishing 4 structures. So when I got the video, I was actually not aware that the situation was quite as intense as shown by the video footage.
You've now decided to get involved and intervene. What does that mean? What are you going to be doing?
So if you remember, we did the case against the City of Cape Town at the beginning of the lockdown with the same community in April, where the court ordered that our clients could rebuild and still stay on the land. And should the city want to evict or move our clients, they should bring the appropriate court proceedings and get the court order to do so. However, today we got the footage, and as well as yesterday, we took instructions from the ground, and LRC will be launching a case after speaking to the city, discussing on how we can move forward from this matter. Should those talks fall through, we'll be proceeding to launch a case.
The city, in its defense of what has happened today, has said that many of the people who were being evicted, in fact, had gone back there, despite the fact that they were told that it is illegal for them to be there.
Okay, so just for clarity, when we filed the urgent application in April, we had only captured about 49 homes. Meaning that in total we had 49 homes with 130 people, right? So then when we updated our list, the city fought us on that, and then the list was struck out, the updated list. So the persons whose homes were demolished yesterday and today, there were actually people who were also staying in Empolweni. However, they could not rebuild then, and they were occupying the tents that the gift of the givers had donated during the lockdown, during the first lockdown period in April. So due to the rainy conditions and the harsh winds in Cape Town, they had then decided to find some material just to build so that they could have cover during the winter period. So that is as far as our instructions from the ground go.
So if I understand you correctly, you're saying that some of the structures that are being demolished and the houses, people's shacks that are being demolished, that these individuals had a right to be where they are as per the court order that you were given earlier this year?
Yes, they actually do have a right to be there, because a huge chunk or a big number of the people that reside in Empolweni had moved in from June 2019 until February this year. It was just unfortunate that the court struck out the updated list, but the clients whose homes were demolished had been residing in Empolweni before today or before last week, for that matter.
Is it surprising to you that the City of Cape Town continues to treat people like this?
It is no surprise, Kathy. It is of no surprise. We have taken the City of Cape Town to court 3 times since the lockdown has started, and we have won on each occasion. So they are literally going going out of their way to actually treating black people and stripping them of their dignity. It's actually quite appalling that they're not following the constitution and following the regulations.
What are the rights that are available to people when you look at somebody like Bulelani Xolani, who of course today many South Africans will know his name, but of course there is a level of embarrassment that he's spoken about, of shame that he had to be introduced to the country in this way. What are his rights here that have been violated?
I mean, first and foremost, Bulelani has a right to dignity as per the Constitution. He has a right to privacy as well. And he also has a further right, he's got a right to housing, to have a home and a shelter during this, especially during this pandemic, where the president said that everybody should stay at home during this period. So Bulelani definitely has rights, and there are definitely remedies in law that he can follow to remedy what happened today.
What are you going to do in order to hold the city of Cape Town accountable for what has happened here today?
So, as you would know, the city of Cape Town has been proceeding to demolish people's homes over time. So the LRC has taken a stance to bring a bigger strategic litigation case against the city to challenge all the evictions that had been taking place during this time. So that is our strategy in terms of what we're going to do and hold people accountable. And I think in as much as we've been trying to get the court to declare their conduct unlawful, I think it's very important for us to also go further to say, how do we also compensate these clients who have had their building material confiscated? So we will be exploring those avenues as well. And also we want people to be held accountable, you know, not just a suspension and then it ends there. We want people to be held accountable. So we will be setting the tone with our next case.
We've seen, especially, you know, in Johannesburg, we'll speak a lot about the red ants, but we've seen how evictions of this nature are often carried out, and, you know, people are having to literally build and, you know, put together whatever belongings that they can get their hands on at that time. Do you think that the policy around how evictions are effected needs to be reviewed? I know that there are already guidelines, but they're never followed. And so the situation is not getting better. It just keeps getting worse.
Yeah, I think the most important thing that we also need to challenge is these these policies on how they deal with land invasion. So we need to also assess to see whether these policies are in line with people's constitutional rights.
All right, let's leave it there for tonight. Thank you so much for your time this evening. Khayelitsha Mutileni, she is an attorney at the Legal Resources Center.